Yo guys, welcome back. It's me, Lean, here with a huge video. But before we get into it, I want to say spoilers are ahead, spoilers incoming. If you want to watch chapter 4, if you want to learn about chapter 4, if you want to just see it, I guess, and experience it, you can watch my last video I just uploaded. That's me literally playing through chapter 4 as Aegis Fighter and a lot of stuff, and like me talking about how the game is, me really honestly reacting while playing to the game at the same time. So feel free to check that out. It's like 2 hours long if you want to. It's there. And in this video, guys, I'm gonna explain to you why chapter 4 was quite literally the best chapter expansion, quite literally the best part of Blue Protocol thus far. Why you should be hyped for 2024 for Amazon Publishing, why you should be hyped, and why you should also be potentially worried. Okay. And I'm also going to be showing off dungeons. We're going to be, dude, this is going to be a long video. We're going to play dungeons. We're going to talk about it. Let's just get into it. I'm going to talk about everything new. And I won't go too much into depth about like extra little things unless you guys want to know about it. But I don't know, like I was really quick. Level cap 60, new raid is good. We might not have the opportunity to play it in this video, but it's okay. It's a good raid. It's better than the last raid, hands down. New weapons, a lot of them currently right now. I'm only working on the level 60 and level 50, although there's like 2 other level 50s. We actually got a lot of weapons. There's new Imagine, working on that, but small stuff. Let's get real. All right, this game, I thought I knew everything about it. I thought I understood Blue Protocol. I thought everything was this way, but then after chapter 4, I realized I was wrong. Okay, I never thought that Blue Protocol was necessarily made for kids, but dude, this game is not made for kids. And I really do mean that. Like, there is some very mature content here. Okay. One thing I'm really worried about is the fact that something like that could be censored, right? That's scary to me because now I know like the true story, the true depth of it all. Like, if I were to like lose that somehow on Amazon side of things, I would be like actually destroyed. Not gonna lie to you. But anyways, let's hop into a dungeon and we'll talk and all that stuff while we're doing stuff. So we actually got blessed with 4 new dungeons on this chapter. And they're all really cool, unique. I love them a lot. And then we got some recycled dungeons. If you know how the protocol works, that's just how it goes. Like, we'll get like these in-game kind of dungeons that you'll farm up or you'll do to farm for mats, and it's okay, it's chill, it's fine. But these are going to be recycled dungeons, but they're still pretty hard actually. The newer dungeons though, for the first time ever, I will say, even though they are new and the battle score isn't necessarily the highest that it can possibly be, the difficulty is actually insane. Not only because of the mechanics inside of the dungeons, but also it's just these dungeons are levels up, like levels higher than anything we've experienced in the game. Every single other dungeon, you're pretty much zerging down the boss. And yeah, that can be the case in some of the new dungeons, but it's just different. And I'm just gonna have to show you really quick. So let's just hop in. You know what? I'll show you my 2 favorite dungeons as well off rip. I'll show you the ones that I actually enjoy. Actually, no, we'll do them all. We'll do them all. We'll do them all. So this is actually the first dungeon that you come across in the story. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I liked it a lot. The boss is really cool. It's just, it's hard to explain, so you have to see, you know? But absolutely amazing. And I love what they're doing with the game, because like, I feel like we're finally getting to the point where we're hitting that ceiling. Like, and there's a certain dungeon, right? 2 bosses, right? We now have the option to pull a boss or to fight one boss at a time. You can pull both bosses, makes it a little bit harder, or you can fight one. Depending on your choice, it's going to change the way the dungeon is going to be entirely. Because sure, you can try to zerg down the little guy, but the little guy is going to be a lot harder to fight because now you're the big guy messing up everything. Honestly, I don't even want to get into it. We're getting there. All right, we're getting there. First, let's do this one. So I like this dungeon a lot. I do. I think this one's really cool. I think this one's really, really cool. It's simple though as well. So it doesn't take too much to, you know, figure out what you got to do. All right. So this is the, okay, so that right there, that's fatigue. Doesn't matter, let's just keep going. So I'm gonna get this item. And pretty much hopefully not get hit on my way up. If I get hit, I will lose the item and I'll have to pick it up again. Also, if I run with it or even move with it, it takes stamina. And if I run out of stamina, I drop it. I gotta stand still to get stamina back. This is the newest addition to debuffs, and it's called fatigue. And pretty much what it does is I will no longer be able to gain stamina, so... Oh my god. It'll cause me to pretty much drop it. It'll just take longer, so... That's that. And by the way, this is a completely new dungeon. It's very nice. Like it a lot. But it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. You know, we have our battle areas, stuff like that. That's great. And everything's kind of getting messed up. I see that the levels are 53, 54, 59, 55, 55. Yeah, so I'm only max level here. But it's going pretty smoothly, pretty easy. Oh my god. Okay, the spawner at the top didn't get killed, I'm pretty sure. The last thing. Man, oh man, the main thing about this dungeon for me, isn't like that it's new, isn't that it's like has a new mechanic. I think I just like the fact that the vibe I get from it, it's completely unique, you know, and I think they do that really well with almost every single dungeon. It's the fact that it never feels the same. And of course, that's just me. It can be different for everybody else, but it always feels fresh to me. It always feels fresh to me. Right here, we're just pretty much, you know, cutting the stuff down, cutting the ads down, cutting the mobs down, whatever you want to call them, the googlies. Trying to get to our destination. Okay. I do think that the fatigue is like a really cool add, especially in this dungeon, because like you literally need to pick stuff up. Like that's really cool. Like super neat. Although I will say, I'm a bit happy about how they like handled the whole entire fatigue thing though, just because of it. Like if I were to get hit with it, right, I can't pick it up. But at the same time, so this is fatigue. All my stamina, right, gone, right? And I'm running, I can't get it back. Can't sprint, can't pick anything up. Takes a while, but the best part about it is afterwards, it won't instantly, you know, fatigue me again. I can eventually have like a little moment of resist, right? So I can pick it up and like move, because it would just be so annoying to have to like maneuver around this stuff. Like, oh my god. So annoying. Am I gonna get past? Nope, dropped it. I'm gonna dip through. Yeah, don't get hit. And it's like the mechanics I feel like that they've added so far, especially in this dungeon, it's easy. It's simple to understand, you know, not hard. And like I was saying before, how this dungeon is kind of on the lower side of difficulty. It really is, and the reason is, or why that is because if this dungeon had a battle score any higher than what it already is, like closer to like 5,000 or closer to like even 4,500, we would have a problem because this boss is actually pretty tough. Okay, let's see if we can get this aggro here. Yep, we got aggro. Super armor and ult him really quick. God, yeah, this guy's really fast. He also has an enraged, which is really cool. And this is our first boss where we actually get to see something like really move around, like, and it's not just like a move, like he's constantly moving. It's hard to chase. It's crazy. And he's not even moving as fast as he can. This is like overheat right here. And this is where, yeah, it starts getting real. When he just literally starts disappearing. I would not be surprised if someone died. Damn. All the rockets everywhere, yeah. Out of all the bosses though, I definitely would say it's my favorite. I like this boss the most. I think it's the coolest looking, and also I love how it literally like enrages, overheats, has like decent ranged abilities, and it also has close range abilities as well. I think that's super cool. And I would love to see this as like a harder, or like have a harder version later on. But besides that, the dungeon I would give like out of 10, I would definitely give it a 10 out of 10. Because it still makes it easy for like people who are new to the game to like, you know, complete the content. And I think that's really important. Like that's really what I've noticed about Blue Protocol is it allows everybody to kind of like jump in whenever, and then when it's time for us to like learn, or when it's time for people to learn, like who are newer to the game, they have that opportunity to like take their time doing it instead of just being thrown into stuff that they have no idea how to do. You know, it's super complicated, and that's something I can really appreciate it, especially, oh god, I'm dying. Especially since, you know, a lot of people were complaining there's no mechanics, the game feels like half-baked, blah blah blah, dungeons are boring, stuff like that. No, I think they were just allowing people to like get comfortable. Because with these new dungeons, what we're seeing these new dungeons is not only like new mechanics are being introduced, but seriously, when I say that the players who know, like the players who don't know how to do this stuff, they literally are getting put in the position where they have to learn now. Okay. They have to learn. They've had the comfortability of like walking through, you know, taking their time. But if you want to get to this content, and it's not hard to learn, that's the thing. It's like not hard, but we're finally getting there. You know what I mean? Like it's really important, and it as like in an MMO period, that when we get to a certain point, now we're at the like, now we're okay, yeah, so I need to know what this does. I need to make sure I know who to attack first, you know, stuff like that. So on to the next dungeon. I like that one a lot. This one I don't really care for that much, honestly, and I thought this was gonna be like the big bad one, kind of. Mainly because I guess mainly because this was like kind of a dungeon that was showed in trailers, which is really cool at the same time, because the dungeons that I like a lot were not shown in trailers. So if you haven't seen someone playing it, you're gonna see it for the first time right now. But yeah, this one's cool. It's chill. I think its mechanic is pretty much like kind of an environmental mechanic where things are falling from the sky or falling from the ceiling that will cause concussion or stun, whatever you want to call it. That's a effect that like monsters will apply, but mainly Aegis Fighter will apply that effect to like a boss or any monster that it attacks with a certain skill. Pretty chill. Pretty chill. And everything's still really straightforward, really cool. Although I'm not gonna lie, some of these dungeons are like really big, you know? I have noticed that a lot of the dungeon sizes are growing. Oh. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. And me personally, I would love, and I mean absolutely love, if I could have this dungeon like at a harder difficulty. Truthfully. I would absolutely love it. But that is just not the case. And I understand why. Like if we had the mechanic dungeons like super hardcore level already, it would just be bad. Kind of expecting like the one guy right now. We don't have a heavy smash. Wait, we do have a heavy smasher. Where is that guy at? We spin everything together. Okay, that's good clear. God, it's crazy because these are like the easiest dungeons that were added. This one and the last one are like the easiest ones to be added. The next two are like they actually have some type of difficulty. No, don't take it away. All right, there we go. Easy clear. It's so easy to, and this is like the rocks falling that will concuss you. It's so easy to do dungeons with the heavy smasher. I mean, dude, if you're watching this video, heavy smasher is like absolutely needed in my opinion for dungeons. As long as they know what they're doing. If they're not like grouping monsters though, then they're useless. Besides like doing damage. So this is like one of the new bosses, and it's super easy, I'm not gonna lie. Super easy. Go out the way so I don't get hit with that rock. The concusses are like actually really annoying. It's kind of hard to avoid a little bit. Yeah. So many of them will drop, so you have to like kind of move a little bit. Okay, so this is in rage form, but by this time it doesn't matter because he's literally gonna die. So as you can see, like we still had that like Zerg down the boss, like you know, it's still here, it's still a thing. But mainly that's really just because like, you know, the battle score of the boss, like, dude, it's on level 55. The bosses we end up fighting are like 62. They're weak. In other words, they're weak. Although if you do want to challenge, you can always do these dungeons by yourself. That is always an option. And honestly, I've been thinking like maybe I should do that where I like do every single dungeon by myself. I've done a couple by myself, but like it's really hard. And really quick, let's talk about the classes. So as you can see, I'm currently using like Twin Striker, right? The reason why I'm using Twin Striker is because it is like been proven. It's like one of the best classes in the game. Truthfully, the top 3 classes in the game are Twin Striker, Blast Archer, Heavy Smasher. Blast Archer, crazy DPS, crazy debuffs, and also cleanse. It has a cleanse ability, so you can get rid of any bad stats effects, and also healing. Crazy healer class, all wrapped up in one. That's crazy. Then you have Twin Striker, which is super insane. It can be tanky if you want it. It really is tanky pretty much. And also all of this is like without 8 skills. We're all talking about No 8 skills. No 8 skills. Only 4. But regardless, yeah, Twin Striker, tanky, lifesteal, DPS, super armor. Combine that, you have infinite survival. And then you got Heavy Smasher, which is amazing for getting crowd control, you know, taken care of, all that stuff. Has a lot of damage. It actually got a buff as well, so some of the moves are moving a lot faster. That was kind of like one of his downsides, is it was slow. Now it can really just go crazy. Also, yeah, it has super armor as well. So there are other classes that I really don't think are the best. One of the classes that I actually main, Aegis Fighter. It's not the best. Very needed though. Very needed. It's fun to play as well. You know, I love concussing and binding the boss, you know. That's pretty much keeping the boss from moving or interrupting a move, whatever way you want to look at it. And stuff like that. Also, I can heal and I can, like, you know, buff my team. That's cool and stuff. But at the same time, like, the ult's really not for him, you know, or not for like the pilot of the class. Mainly for like the team, which is okay as well, because team game. But then you got like God, Blitz Lancer. We made a video about Blitz Lancer, and I think Blitz Lancer is good. I think it's a good class, but realistically, it's mid. It's mid, truthfully. A lot of cool looking moves, but it's not much, you know. And status effects and DPS, it can be huge, definitely. Like, don't get me wrong, it can be used a certain way to like really do damage, you know, and make things go way quicker for your team. But besides that, pretty weak, pretty lame. No real survivability besides like dodging with the vertical, the verts. You pretty much going up in the air and stuff like that, which is cool and all, but yeah, that class is definitely not on the top 3. And then the final class is going to be Spellcaster, which is just, Spellcaster's still broken. It's still very reliable. It's still really good. Although I do wish we could have had a way for Spellcaster to do more than just damage, because, like, you know, it's like we don't really have the Trinity in this game where one class is like made for one thing, like the generic way or the normal way, where it's like, you know, you got your tank, your DPS, and your healer, whatever you want to call it, your range, whatever. Things are kind of like mixed together. But I will say that one of the classes that don't get that treatment is 100% going to be Spellcaster. Spellcaster, you are just a pure damage. You are here for one reason and one reason only. You need to drop the ice on the boss's head. And yeah. Also, I mean, you could throw in elemental bursts, but I mean, with the right build, any class is capable of doing that. You know, literally any class is capable of doing that, but Spellcaster can just do it to a higher scale, as well as because like every single move you're using is elemental. You're always doing that, you know, that damage, you know, that type. So there is that, but that's literally it. That's all it has going for it. Okay, this dungeon, it's really straightforward. By the way, I want to talk about that. It's really straightforward. It's chill. I like it a lot. The enemies are pretty strong, but right now, of course, we're kind of running through it, as it should be though. Like I said before, like these are on the easier side, but this one's definitely harder than the last two. 100%, but this one's pretty easy as well. The hardest dungeon is gonna be the last one out of the 4 storage dungeons that were added. But this is definitely one of my favorites. I like this one a lot. But I would definitely say that oh god, let me move. The last one's probably like my top, I guess, you know. My very, very, very favorite. Very, very best. And I do like how, even though like all the dungeons so far have had like a mechanic, this one's just like, you know, get in, get out, kill the enemies, and go on with your day. Literally yesterday, day after chapter 4 came out, I was literally doing, it was a 30-hour stream pretty much of just like no sleep. We just grinded, literally. We literally were just grinding non-stop. It was insane. It was so good. I did this dungeon so many times. So many times. There you go. Simple. All this. Also, there's a lot of stuff here, like little boxes in this dungeon. I think this one might actually have the most in the whole game, but I don't even pick them up. This is big boy here. See if we can get his attention. Yeah, we got aggro. This boss is like super easy. That ass. Like this boss is really easy. But it can hit hard. It has that ability. It will kill you, but it's super easy. And also, let's talk about chapter 4, right? So, as you kind of noticed, every single dungeon I've been in has pretty much been like the story, right? Like you've seen how we went from like the desert area, and now we're kind of in Dunhard and all that stuff, and all these mecha monsters and stuff like that. So a lot of fuck shit was happening over here. Like they're out here like transforming monsters into these cyborg things. It's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I don't want to necessarily like give you guys the wrong idea, but like I guess you'll see next dungeon, right? I guess you'll just have to wait and see. It's hard to explain without like you actually seeing. But that's one thing about this game right now that I realized, dude. Like it's not for kids. I mean, it could be for kids. It could be for kids, whatever. But teen at least, I would say. Because if you really understand what's going on, bro, like it's really crazy out here. You got literal groups of like masses of people murdered in the underground. Bloody everything. And also that's a cutscene inside the video if you haven't seen, so make sure to watch that video because like everything's there. But yeah, like massacres, crazy stuff happening. I'm gonna actually use that so I can get that later. On top of that, you have the dragons. Now I want to really talk about the dragons. Okay. Oh no way, he's about to murder him. Whoa. Dude. We're gonna have to rewatch this scene though with our graphics turned all the way up though, for sure. Dude, this guy's a monster. Holy shit. So yeah, after seeing that, you know, I'm just saying, once I saw that, and the whole entire thing with chapter 4 is like, we're building up, I'm playing the game, I'm like, wow, things are getting kind of dark, kind of gruesome. I realized like, dude, WoW Dragonflight could literally never, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Blue Protocol has that how do you say? Je ne sais quoi. You know, I'm just kidding. But no, it has like that like OG like MMO, like, yo, we're fucking shit up, like people are dying, this shit's real. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And especially when we were getting to this dungeon, the cutscene for this dungeon was insane. My mind blown. I'm like, bro, like I did not know it was that deep. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I compare it to like WoW, right? I compare this game to WoW, Blue Protocol to WoW, even though I know I shouldn't because they're just in two different leagues. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. You're gonna hate me, you're gonna hate me. But yeah, like WoW Dragonflight, I literally was watching Aspen play, Asmongold, chill dude, watching him play that. And I'm also watching other people, and when I'm like watching it, all I'm seeing is like the dragons and like they're talking about their feelings and, you know, blah blah blah, like lame, like ooh, like retail at least, like, you know, it's ooh, you're hurting my feelings, bro. The OG WoW that I know about, that I used to watch Aspen play, like talk about all the time, like, bro, you're seeing people get murked, crushed, like split in half, like their skulls like pulled out of their fucking head, shit like that. Not anymore. Blue Protocol, we were at the point where I didn't think that was like gonna happen necessarily. Now I'm like, damn, wait, this shit's getting real. Like this is happening. This is really like, it's like that. It's like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look at this, bro. Look at this. The bloody saw, like the board where they held like the people down, like, or the animals and monsters down for experimentation, and like all the shit they did, like that's this is it. We're in it. And it gets worse the further you go in. Then you come to find out that someone that we knew got turned into some crazy type of monster who's actually the boss later on. And right now they're doing the mechanic, by the way. This is like a little thing where you run around, and it's gonna be different every time. It's not the same, by the way, but you run around and you check these out, and then you insert them into there, and then you go in. If you fail this mechanic, it will spawn bosses. If you don't fail, or not bosses, but monsters. If you don't fail, you just go right in. Right here, that is like, yep, there we go. So that's number 2. And yeah, like I said, like it's just everywhere, you know? They had them in cages, like it's crazy, it's crazy, it's crazy. And a lot of the stuff will like be looked over, right? Which makes sense. A lot of it can be like looked over because you're just running through, you know, you're just experiencing everything. Like you don't really care too much, right? But for me, I'm paying attention to every little detail, because it's all so new to me, you know? Like I just didn't see it coming. I didn't expect it. Especially because like the first 3 chapters was really like, I mean, damn, it was, I don't know. It was vanilla. Like, bro, look at it. You can literally see its fucking flesh. You can see its flesh sticking out of the mech. It's like, it's not even fully made yet. It's not done yet. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Like, did not expect this. It's crazy, man. We're on a journey. We're on the journey. And maybe I'll like do a comparison between like the goblins and like the mechanized goblins, so you understand like these were all monsters like that were captured and turned into these things. Like this guy right here, he would be like the Kung Fu bear pretty much. Like if you don't know who the Kung Fu bear is, he's like a big bear who like pretty much does Kung Fu. But you know, they friggin' cut him up and gave him a gun on his arm, and yeah. And I love how they look too. I love how these things look. They're so cool. They're so cool. If I could have like one wish for Blue Protocol, besides to be able to play it for the next like 50 years, I really would love to get like an armor set that looked like super sharp like this, you know? I would love that. Love it. And again, like right now, it's pretty chill, it's lax. I know you're probably like, oh, this doesn't seem hard at all. Like this is it, like this is super easy. Well, 1, it's easy for me right now because I'm level 60. And 2, we've already been over this multiple times, I know, but I want to stress that if this dungeon was put on a higher score, like this is like what, maybe like getting close to 4,000. If it was like 4,000 like 500 or, you know, in-game battle score, I promise you that this would not be that easy. Because even though we're hitting level 60, these things are still like it's a different everything, you know? Like they have blue names, right? In game they don't have blue names. In the game, they're gonna have like red names or orange names, you know, everything but purple. Working your way further in. And yeah, in this dungeon, by the way, you have to like break boxes, or like you'll find them in like pretty much the same place, I'm pretty sure. But you can break boxes to try to like see like where they are. And that's like the little glowing things that I pointed out earlier. That pretty much shows you the order that you need to put them in. Now, if you don't know Japanese, you're gonna have to like translate it, of course. But if you do know Japanese, it's gonna be easy for you. I personally don't do them anymore because like me translating them, there was one time I would like translate it, right? I'm in the dungeon. And I literally am pinging which one to do. And they're just doing the wrong one. And then one time I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it, I'm waiting. I'm literally waiting at the second one to put it in. And this other guy puts in the wrong one, and I'm like, So after that, I completely stopped caring. But yeah, so now we're here. This is the door, and then we'll insert like these ones, and there's more than 4 like there were before. Now there's like 6, and over here, see the boss. And this boss right here actually creeped me out. I'm not gonna lie, because again, like it came out, like I just didn't see it coming. Like, dude, it has like feet and hands for arms or fingers, which is really weird. On top of that, this is actually the person that who helped us in the very beginning. Wait, we don't know the last one or what? Why are we all here? Oh wait, someone's far back. And they're getting the last one. Nope. Okay. So yeah, when you get it wrong, these guys spawn. And they're only level 60, so it's chill. By the way, in every single dungeon, depending on the score, like you're gonna be leveled down like a little bit to match that dungeon, right? But like a little bit. You still have like your base damage pretty much and stuff like that. But that's also a feature I wanted to talk about. But yeah, this dungeon's pretty straightforward. It's just like little mechanics, little things. You insert the stuff and then, you know, do the thing. It's chill. And I feel like this is what the mechanics should be for the first ones. I feel like it should be easy and not complicated. So when we get in, you know, like get in like deeper, I guess, into the things, into the mechanics and stuff like that. Like we got like whole entire puzzles and platforms and crazy stuff we got to do. It seems like, oh yeah. And like, look, it's like whole bodies. And look at him. Like this, when I saw this thing, okay, look, so right here, see how he's standing still? Once he gets hit, immediately he's pulled. And that changes everything. But what the thing I like to do with this dungeon is I like to attack the big guy first. And you're going to see why in a second. He does a lot of damage, a lot of AoE. Fuck. I gotta move, I gotta get out of this right now. Like a lot of AoE, like he covers the place. And that's why I feel like he needs to be like taken out first. Now, I don't really understand why people will pull the second boss when you don't have to, but it just happens like every time. So, or not every time, but it just happens. So when it happens, you gotta get over it. Doesn't matter. Now, sometimes people will like, for some reason, go for the little boss instead of going for the big boss. Don't do that. If we're ever in the same dungeon, don't do that. Please don't do that, because it's so dumb. Just kill the big guy. It's really easy, because the big guy, if you attack him and leave him alone, he's gonna heal. He will heal, and it'll just be, you know, wasted time. Little guy, not the same. So you get rid of big guy first, it becomes easier. If you don't get rid of big guy first, he's gonna go into his mechanics, and if he goes into his mechanics, then we're in trouble. Then we are actually in deep shit. Right there, that was really easy, no mechanics to deal with, chill. Now, of course, he has his own mechanics right here. He's chilling. And his mechanics are pretty strong, but look at it. Since we did it so well, straightforward, it's easy, we're done. Simple. Also, we literally have 3 spellcasters, so this is really just like them dumping icebergs on his head. I have the abilities turned off so you can't see them, but it would just be icebergs on his head right now. Simple, we're good. We got it. And I guess talking about classes, if we're going back on classes, I know I said this spellcaster was like not on the top 3, but it really isn't. It really isn't. It's not top 3 for me, in my opinion. It's good, especially if you have 3 of them, it's good. But the only reason spellcaster was able to like just do all that damage was because they had melee classes that were actually fighting the bosses and keeping them from targeting them. If it was a whole entire spellcaster thing, I don't know how it would go, but I would imagine that they'd be picked off one by one, because 1, they're squishy, and 2, they have to like pretty much stand still or like, you know, do the kind of TP. But there you go. That's that right there. That's all 4 dungeons. So moving on from there, all right, there's these dungeons, which are recycles. We're not even gonna do them, but as you can see, their level, or not level, but power score of 4,900. We're getting close to 500. Mind you, the hardest one that I would say in here is only 4,370. So you're seeing like, you know, the diff. You're seeing the difference, right? So there you go. That's like that. Now let's go ahead and head over to the town and we'll go over a lot of the new stuff that was added as well. Starting off with the Imagines. So besides finding out that the innkeeper who originally helps us and Feste introduces us to, who also gives us a room, he's a king. Not even a king, he's the king. So yeah, there's that little bit of news. On top of that, I don't really want to talk about it, dude. Like, if you want to know like more than just like, yeah, the innkeeper is literally a king, the king. Stuff like how I think Feste is like low-key a dragon, and all other types of stuff. Make sure to watch the other video because it's all there, and you'll understand if you watch it there. So, starting off, we got Imagines. We got some new Imagines, which are really cool. Literally the new ones, they're great. Love them. This one I'm really going for. I like this one a lot. This one's really good as well, and other stuff as well. Yeah, so we got a lot of Imagines. We got a lot of new Imagines, stuff like that. We got new Imagines added as well that I'm currently farming for, so I can't really talk too much about them. That's why I'm like kind of like just going through and telling you. I can't really talk about too many of them because I haven't actually got them. I don't want to talk about something I don't know about. But I can tell you about the weapons that I am currently grinding for. I do actually have some of them. And of course, I could just, you know, use the socket expansion feature that we already had, but we finally got the 4 socket tickets, which allow you to pretty much go from 3 to 4. And I also have a 3 and a 2 and a 1. So I could take a weapon that I have, which is like, here, let's see. So I could take this weapon here, right? Which is a 1 socket, and I could literally turn it into a 3 socket if I felt like, but I'm not going to do that because I want to get a 2 to 3 socket weapon and then go to 4, or go to 3 then to 4, because of the percentage right here, which pretty much is just like I'm doing more damage to a particular type of monster, which is really neat, and I like it a lot. So that's why I'm going to do it, because even if you do upgrade your sockets, it's not improving the stat. And this is all like everything I'm talking about. It's all before we have weapon fusion. It's all before what was it called? I'm stupid. 4 skills being added to the game. Like all of this stuff is literally gonna change. All right, by let's say what? By 2024, whenever Amazon decides to publish this game, nothing about JP, and I mean absolutely nothing, will be the same compared to the game that we're gonna get. And this is one of the saddest things, right? And aside, really quick, I'm gonna divert a little quick. Besides Amazon's censorship, okay? Besides them censoring, you know, the kid model, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Take out the jiggle effect, I don't care. But one thing I will care about, if they somehow decide to try to censor the goddamn the story, the cutscenes, I will lose my mind. Dead ass. I will lose my mind, because that will be going too far. But back to the actual game. The game is going to be completely different. We're talking 8 skills. We're talking a new game modes. We don't even know how many more game modes we're going to be getting, because we already know we're getting a new one called Wave Mode coming in literally November. So yeah, 8 skills, weapon fusion, new game mode, whole lot of more new stuff. It's crazy, and I'm super duper excited for all of it, right? That was my girlfriend walking in. But the game you're probably going to be playing is just not going to be the same, you know? And that's okay, because if you're watching this and you've already like seen all the spoilers or whatever, and you're like fine with that, I would definitely say this is absolutely, and I mean absolutely, a game you need to wait for, a game you should be hyped for, a game, doesn't matter how many people talk shit about, you should be ready for and absolutely ecstatic to play, because it is the best MMO I have ever played. ever in my life. And of course they're like, oh wow, Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy's cool. I like Final Fantasy. WoW is cool. But it's not Blue Protocol. It's just not. And pretty much what I'm getting at is like, I went from talking like I knew everything about the game to having it all flipped upside down, to me realizing that I really, like, I have no idea what's gonna come next. I bet every single other MMO like out right now, Final Fantasy or WoW, the next expansion, you already know what's gonna come next. You already know. I have no idea. And I don't think anyone really does besides either leakers or the creators. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about it. You know? And there's just endless possibilities. You know, pets are coming too. That's also a thing. I'm just trying to tell you guys pretty much that there's a lot to it. And I haven't even shown everything, but the video is going on for a long time. So I have to, you know, get it out. If you want to see everything that there really has in the, or there is in the game, check out my video. If not, then check out my stream, because I play this game every day. So you'll see me playing it there. But besides that, are there any problems with the game? Is there anything wrong with the game? Anything that I would change about the game? Things I would change about Blue Protocol? Absolutely nothing. JK, no. The classes, man. The classes. I feel like there is a real, and I mean a seriously real diff between classes right now. Like, you have some classes that are just completely way too strong for like, you know, other classes, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying that like, oh, like against each other. I mean like just being compared. Like, I am an Aegis Fighter main. I love Aegis Fighter, but I genuinely play Twin Striker because it's easier to farm on. And also it's really fun, but it's easier to farm on. You know, steps like that. It's easy. That's why. But at the same time, I will say that one thing I would change, I guess I would change. I just would want to see more buffs coming to classes instead of nerfs on other classes. Because realistically, the changes that I feel like a lot of players want when it comes to MMOs, games, almost any game really, isn't necessarily another class to be worse so another class feels better, but for a class to get better. The class that you want to play, the classes you like to play, to get better. The classes that are worse to get better. That way there's just like, you know, an overall like, yeah, we are all experiencing a good thing, because everyone knows if the Twin Striker mains, if they get nerfed, they're gonna be pissed. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. And I don't think Twin Striker needs to be nerfed. I don't. And again, this is before 8 skills. 8 skills might be different. I don't know. But even then, I don't think Twin Striker will need to be nerfed. I think Aegis Fighter needs to be buffed. I think Blast Archer doesn't need to be nerfed. I think Spellcaster needs to be maybe buffed, or not buffed, but given more skills besides DPS. Because I like Spellcaster, but dude, I promise you, when you're watching the game, aside from Spellcasters that are farming, all they are doing is dropping an iceberg. That's it. That's been since chapter 1, and now we're in chapter 4. That's it. 4 months later. Also, dude, this game is amazing. We're in infancy. We're breaking out of infancy into like our like kind of getting into our teens right now, or kid ages, whatever you want to say. It's amazing. Now, Blitz Lancer, the newest class of the game, and this is like probably my last time talking about the classes for a little while, is so like, it's lame. Okay, Blitz Lancer is lame in comparison, mainly because, and I'm saying this now, it has abilities that allow it to shorten the cooldowns of its other skills, which can take a little while, do a shit ton of damage, true, has very nice attacks and, or I guess combat, and very good mobility, really good evade. But besides all that, it has like a lot of moves that are like just meaningless. Like they don't, like they look cool, it looks like it's doing something, but it doesn't do anything. That's it. And I guess you could say one thing about like this game is like the E-Imagines / B-Imagines are really starting to grow into their own, with the fact that now you're having be imagines that allow you to do things from other classes, right? And I'm not saying like you're just ripping like a complete like gimmick, like the sigils from Blitzlancer you can now use on Twin Striker. No, but there's a new imagine that I'm working on right now, in fact, that I plan on using for Twin Strike, or not Twin Striker, Aegis Fighter. This little guy right here. It's super cute, by the way. It's like really small compared to all the other ones, but this imagine will allow me to concuss, or no. This is actually super armor. This is what I'm going for. The other one's gonna be sleep, which is a new imagine that's coming, or just came out. This imagine allows me to gain super armor. That's already a thing, right? But the one thing I kind of was a little bit sad about with Aegis Fighter was the fact that it didn't have that ability, right? For some reason, Heavy Smasher, a class that's already like Heavy Smasher is the real tank. It is the real tank of Blue Protocol. Has super armor, I understand. But then you have a class like Twin Striker that is already the only class with crazy lifesteal having super armor. That's even crazier, but it makes sense because now it like can actually do its moves, but it's still busted. Why would I, the sword and shield, you can either call it a paladin or whatever you want to say, not have super armor? I complained about it for a long time. Nothing has changed, but finally I feel like I'm at the point where I can make a change by crafting this imagine. And that's what I mean by imagines are growing into their own, because now we're getting these imagines that are gonna be able to, I guess, kind of make up for the things that our classes are lacking, or at least that we feel, or I feel like my class is lacking. So there's that. And honestly, besides that, I mean, that's pretty much it. What else can I talk about to tell you that the game is amazing? Because I'm trying to think, like, I could tell you all the amazing things about JP side of things, but for you people in the US or the States, whatever, Amazon, it's not going to be the same. The monetization is not going to be the same. Deadass, I don't know a single other game. I don't know a single other game in the world that gives you battle passes for free. Okay, we bought one battle pass. I thought it was a one-time thing where you get another battle pass for free, but apparently, and if you watch the other video, you'll know, you literally will get every single battle pass for free, apparently, as long as you complete the level 100 or tier 100 of the battle pass. I did that. It's easy. You get daily quests every single day. Okay, you get daily quests. Oh my God, what am I doing? You get daily quests, you get bonus quests, you get daily quests, you get weekly quests, and then you got season quests. You got all these quests, all right? And then on top of that, you get these little ticket things, right? And you can save these tickets if you want. You can keep these tickets. You don't have to use these tickets at all. You don't, but you can, and then you can use them to do a quest without actually having to do it. But I wouldn't use them because you can literally just do the quest without even knowing you're doing it, and it's easy. You know what I'm saying? And you also get to keep these going into the next season. Mind you, if you do that, therefore you're gonna be able to hit 100 pretty easily, right? You're gonna get it for free. That's what I'm really getting at. It's free, okay? I could only pray. I could only pray and hope. I could only pray and hope that Amazon takes things from what Bandai Namco is doing and actually implements them into the game, because that would be huge. And to be honest, in 2024, I think Amazon has a really good thing going for BP. I think there's not going to be too much competition MMO wise. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, Wayfinder is kind of shit. People might not agree with that statement, but compared to Blue Protocol, it's not the same. Now, of course, I am a very biased person. This is my favorite game in the world. I think every game is shit besides this game, but I really do think that Wayfinder is kind of poop. It is what it is. But yeah, aside from the new dungeon, I can't show you the new raid because it's not raid time. I wish I could. I wish I had logged in around that time. But yeah, aside from all that, it's crazy. I love the new area, by the way. We didn't really get to explore that. But yeah, it's really nice. I like it a lot. It's amazing. Chapter 4 was absolutely amazing. And the thing is, why you should be hyped for later in 2024, why you should be hyped for Blue Protocol in general, why you should be playing this game, why you should be ready to play this game and devote yourself to Blue Protocol, is because I'm going to be here telling you everything that's good about the game, okay? And telling you the bad stuff about the game. I will never lie to you about this game. But as someone who's played it and is currently playing it, I will say, hands down, that it's only going to get better. And I've said this so many times on my streams, in my videos. I literally say, it can't get much better than this, right? It can't. But it always gets better than this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, I'm probably yapping. I'm not trying to yap, I'm just trying to be honest, all right? And of course, if you guys want like guides and stuff like that, leave comments, because I'll give guides. Like I've been doing a lot of research. I'll give all the guides you need, everything, so you know how to play. Also, the cosmetics are nice. You know what? No, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna fucking talk about it, bro. The cosmetics for the female characters in this game are absolutely amazing. So amazing, in fact, that for the past 3 to 4 banners we've gotten since the very beginning, they've had the best cosmetics. The male cosmetics, and I've already talked about this in a previous video, are mid. I'll call it mid. They're not bad, it's mid. But my only real problem, this is the only reason I'm even talking about the cosmetics again, is because of this particular piece. Also, look how sexy my character looks. Yeah, I only took one piece from this new thing, and it's this, the arms. That's it. You see? But regardless, my only problem really is this. I originally made a statement saying that, yeah, this is probably gonna be a thing where you can take off the mask and you'll have the hat or the whatever, and it's like different pieces. That's regularly what they do. Regularly, that is what they do. That is not what they did. The hat, the mask, whatever you want to call it, is a part of the torso. The torso was the only good part aside from the arms that I thought was like in the banner. So that went out the window, and I lost my mind, because technically this is only a 3-piece or 4-piece. I mean, I can't count. A 4-piece, and it's kind of the same over here, right? But at least you have like a cutoff between the torso and the head, right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why in the world are we getting a set that only has 4 pieces? You know what I mean? And again, I don't want to complain. I'm just saying, like, you know, doesn't make much sense. You know, they got some, the feet, bro. You know, they got some nice stuff, but it is what it is. That's all I really wanted to touch on. Besides that, everything else is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. This gacha was the best. This gacha was the best. This was the best. I literally was blessed by Shimoka himself. I swear to God, I was blessed with 2 mounts. I wanted the red one and I wanted the yellow one. You can see that in the last video. I said that, and I got both of them. Blue Protocol is the one true MMO. All right, all praise Blue Protocol, and that's it. That's everything you need to know about Chapter 4. That's why you need to be hyped, because it's just that good. Everything's just that good. Oh my God, wait, there's more. I should have shown this. All right, this is really important, so pay attention. Okay, pay attention. So this is the raid boss, right? This is the new raid boss. It's really cool. I can't show you the raid, but it shoots out of like this, like little sides here. It does damage out of these. It's really cool. It has a cool function where it sucks everything in. Literally, this raid was probably the closest raid I've ever seen to everybody like wiping, like the whole 30-man raid wiping by this one boss. No joke. A little bigger if you want to see it at a bigger size. This thing, and it's massive compared to you, by the way. So this boss is really cool. Love this boss. Love this boss. It's super neat. This guy is super sick. Hella emo though. She was really fun to fight against. And I actually, when fighting her, I realized that, yeah, we already have models for the single hand or double hand sword. It's already like in the game. And I was wondering if we're gonna end up getting a class that would revolve around maybe her fighting style, because the way she fought, it was more like a magical knight. Like, I guess using ice and magic with sword like at the same time and crazy dashes. It was really cool. I hope we get a class that kind of like is built off of her style of combat, because it was really, really great and I loved it. Old boss, we don't care. Dragon. So really quick, I'm gonna touch on dragons again. We're gonna touch on dragons again. Dude, dragons in Blue Protocol are the hardest dragons in gaming MMOs right now. The hardest dragons, because these dragons, not this one in particular, because we don't have a model of the new dragon that was messing shit up. But really quick, run the clip again. Dude, this guy's a monster. Holy shit. Oh, bro, he toasted them. The new dragon that you just saw a clip of, that dragon is not a joke. That dragon is out here clapping cheeks. Crazy. His own peoples. Crazy. That's what we need. That's what we need to see. And it's brutality. It's the level of brutality in this game that I love so much. Because it's not just some, you know, cat boy freaking anime game. It's not just some, oh, all the guys are playing as girl characters. That's not what it is. It's getting brutal. It's getting real. Shocks. I'm getting shocked by some of the stuff I'm experiencing in this game. Really cool. Now, last thing we're gonna touch on. This. So while playing through the game, I realized like things were getting kind of dark. I was like saying it the whole entire time. If you watch the VOD, you'll see it, or watch the video, you'll see it. But when I got to this boss, when I saw this boss's features, that's when I knew. Dead ass nightmare fuel. That's when I knew. I was like, yeah, no, this is not for kids. And if it's for kids, then kids are just like soulless creatures nowadays. Because what is this thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? And the story behind it is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. The lore behind this guy is crazy, but he's super cool, super insane. Honestly, the best boss to be added into the game so far, because he has some of the most crazy mechanics. Like I said, while fighting him, right, we were at a point where you either attack him or you attack the other guy and you pull him as well, or you just attack this guy, big guy, and then, you know, he's cooked, and then you take the little guy. When you don't focus on him and you give him time to, you know, heat up, you know, you're doing damage to him and he starts doing some mechanics, his mechanics will wipe the whole entire team. Not kidding. Like, I'm telling you, if the dungeon that he was in was a battle score of 4,900, it could get done, but you'd have to know what you're doing. This is the boss in the game where you need to know what you're doing. This boss is going to separate the people who are just kind of casuals and kind of people who are trying to get out of being casual, right? This is him. He is him. Love this boss. His mechanics are amazing. Sadly, I didn't get to show them off to you guys, but, you know, take my word for it. Okay. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That's all I really got to go. That's all I really got to say. Like, it's, you know, I got to get out of here. That's it. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and sub. Sorry, by the way, because I'm literally making this after not sleeping for 30 hours. So again, I sound a little bit crazy. My mind is a little bit foggy, but it is what it is. I'm trying. And thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I know this one was longer than usual. So yeah, it means a lot if you guys made it all the way through. Also, I stream literally every day at Leantindo on Twitch. So make sure to check that out, because it's an everyday thing. And if you want to support me on YouTube, you can support me on Twitch as well, and I really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.